Hi, it's Paul and Yuli here from Rawsome Healthy. Hi, all the way from Moscow in Russia.
Yes, we're staying with my mum in her flat and we're really enjoying family warmth and we're loving local melons.
Yes.
We actually had a huge melon for breakfast. They're having plenty of those. They're super sweet, really lush melons. So we're enjoying the melons here. But generally speaking, the organic situation in Moscow is pretty difficult to get hold of organic food. So we have managed to, but not everything. Not all of our produce is organic, and there's no organic lettuce at all anywhere in any shop.
No.
Okay, so, we're trying to get by.
Doing our best.
Whilst we're here. So we received an email from someone who's got our book, The Raw Message. Thank you for getting it. And he was asking about weight loss. So the person was concerned about losing too much weight, and we've made lots of videos about weight loss. However, some people don't want to lose any more weight than they, compared to what they've lost already. They're actually looking to gain weight. So they're really concerned about being very skinny on a raw vegan diet. What do they do? So this is what we're going to talk about in this video. So Paul, tell us what happens when people switch to raw vegan diet, regardless how thin or big they are.
Well, you are going to lose weight. I mean, you've got a lot of toxins in your body from your old diets. You're going to have a lot of water weight. Once you start on a low-fat raw vegan diet, then your body starts to release the water weight, starts to release all that accumulated fat, which is also storing toxins. So you're going to lose weight, there's no doubt about it. You will lose weight. And speaking for myself, I've always been pretty slim. I count myself as a slim person. But I lost weight, so going to this diet from a cooked vegan diet, and I lost about 14 pounds. So that would have been, fat, excess fat. Yes, even excess fat on myself. I wouldn't call myself fat, but I had excess fat. And also water weight as well, so it's the release of these toxins.
So initially weight loss is normal on a raw vegan diet. You will be losing extra water weight, especially if you go salt free. If it's a clean 8-10-10 diet, high fruit and low fat raw vegan diets, then you will be, you will not be consuming salt. You will not be consuming a lot of fat, so you will be releasing a lot of it. However, if it carries on, if you're continuously losing weight, then something needs to be looked at. So the reasons why you are losing weight and continuously losing weight is because A, you're not eating enough calories from fruit. It could be that you may think that you're eating enough, but you're simply not eating enough calories. And
using a chronometer, use a chronometer or an online nutritional meter to count your calories. It's really important, especially when you first start on this diet. You think, oh yeah, I'm eating enough, no problem. But compared to your old diet, there's a lot more food you need to eat because it's a very water-rich diet. So you've got to make sure that you count your calories.
Especially if you're thin and you're eating a lot of water-rich fruits, like if you just live on melons, on oranges, on grapes and so forth, and you don't eat bananas or dates or mangoes or figs, which are calorifically dense fruits, it's very easy to undereat on calories. Very, very easy. And a lot of people don't realize. They think, well, it seems that I'm eating enough, but when we look at their calorific consumption, especially with our clients, when we coach our clients, they're consuming like 1,500 calories a day for a man. So it's not much at all. So clearly, calories in, calories out. So you're under consuming and you are expending more energy, and hence you're losing weight. Reason number 2 is that you are losing fat and you are under-muscled. So you think that, I'm losing so much weight, but actually you're losing fat, and what happens is just all the fat dissolves and you haven't got any muscle. So the step for you to start gaining weight is to gain muscle. You don't want to be gaining fat. That's unhealthy. You want to gain muscle.
Exactly.
How do you do that, Paul? How do you do that?
Well, weight-bearing exercises, that's the way you've got to do it. You make sure you eat enough calories and you do weight-bearing exercises to build your muscle.
So it's either lifting weights or doing body weight exercises, so like lunges and squats and push-ups and so forth.
And it's important to just remember as well that when people do this diet and they start losing weight, they think, oh my gosh, I'm losing all my muscle. But actually, a lot of people, or most people even, don't have that much muscle. They just have a lot of fat. So it's called marbling, and they lose weight, and they're actually losing fat and not muscle. So
yeah, especially, you know, you see massive bodybuilders like this in the gym. They're not you know, they're just fat. It's just fat because they're consuming high protein. They're eating lots of like steaks and eggs and salt and all the processed food in their diet and all the protein shakes and everything. It's not because they've got that much muscle. It's because they've got a ton of fat. So weight bearing exercises, if you want to gain weight, and eating enough calories, obviously drinking enough water, looking after yourself, ensuring that there are no other factors that could contribute. Perhaps you're very stressed, perhaps your adrenal glands are low, perhaps there's some issues going on, perhaps, you know, there's some deficiencies going on as well. Maybe you need to check your thyroid. So thyroid imbalances can lead to weight gain or weight loss.
So thanks very much for watching. As always, please leave your comments below. Any thoughts, any questions you may have, please let us know.
Yes, we love hearing from you guys.
Yes, we really do. And as always, eat sweet, be fit.
Enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Bye.